佢話我媽媽咧過嚟嘅時候係個移民嚇，有個3歲嘅仔同佢一齊嘅。咁咧佢哋嚟嘅時候都係為咗個生活，為咗生計嚟到呢度，仍然有不通文化，有不通，有好多嘅困難需要解決。咁都係為咗要幫助到佢屋企人可以養佢啲仔女先會係做呢啲工作。但係佢聽到呢個新聞嘅時候咧，佢喺度諗咧，佢話呢個可能下一個就係我媽媽㗎咯喎，下一個咧就可能係我嘅媽媽俾人殺死㗎喎。
Not forgetting a space where we can call it out, including but not limited to domestic violence within our community. The hush hush, don't tell anybody outside this house. The hush hush, if you tell anyone, I'll hurt you more. Sexual assault, harassment, toxic masculinity, again, anti-blackness, ableism, and classism within our community. I'm fed up. We want to organize. Free self-defense class fund an Asian person's majesty of fighting art. At the age of 13, my brother and I wanted to try karate for the sake of fun. We wanted to have an activity where we can hey, we could do this. Look at us, so cool, right? The sake of feeling more connected to our community. So pure, so innocent. Little kids, 13-year-old. But my little sister who is 13 right now, and when she look at karate class, it's for the sake of her safety. She's not looking at for fun. She's looking at whether she will survive the fucking road when she walk. Why is that fair? Why is that okay? It's not okay. She's so sweet. Why she has to be so scared of the road, the neighborhood that she grew up with? In order to survive, we also need support groups. Support Mukbang Reading Group. Develop curriculum that center indigenized gender and histories. Support groups for Asian ENBY. Femme and woman. Support group connecting refugees communities across diaspora. Support group for Asian American adoptees. Support group for mixed Asian. With this program, we can heal. Let me remind you, this is the bare minimum. The bare minimum. We just want to be safe. This is not radical. Not radical at all. This is not something that's wow. This is liberation.
咁咧，我哋亦都要不要忘記啦，我哋喺我哋嘅亞裔嘅社區，亦都有好多個問題嘅。好多時咧，我哋發現咧有啲家暴嘅問題啦。好多時咧，啲家長咧就話呢啲唔可以講出去啊，啲家醜唔可以外揚啊，同埋咧有好多嘅男性嘅主義嘅問題嘅。咁我哋咧就有我哋嘅要求啦。咁我哋希望咧，我哋有多啲嘅呢個資源嘅小組啦，可以支援我哋亞裔啦、女性啦、變性嘅啦，或者係LGBT 嗰啲組啦，同埋咧有啲咧係就俾人領養嘅亞裔啦、混血嘅亞裔啦，佢哋都需要嘅。好似我嘅妹咁樣，我一開始學呢個 karate 嘅時候咧，我係為咗開心嘅。咁我依家嘅妹咧，佢依家13歲，一個好天真嘅小朋友，佢學 karate 係為咗佢嘅安全，保護佢自己，因為佢驚某一日咧就會俾人欺負或者俾人打啦。所以咧，我哋依家嘅要求好簡單，就希望咧我哋有一個安全嘅社區同埋環境，同埋咧我哋需要有自由。就係咁多啦。
get a round of applause for Kaya?
掌聲啊！
Yeah. So, we're nearing the end of this action and we wanted to close out with a visual, alright? This is a space for vulnerability. We're here to mourn and celebrate these beautiful lives. We're gonna have a lion dance, drumming. Afterwards, to bring us love, joy, happiness to this space, to this collective reimagining that we have done today together, that prioritizes Asian women, femmes, and gender non-conforming folks. Now, we will take time to honor the recent and future victims of white supremacy in the carceral state. Let us honor them in power. We are building power in honor of them.
咁我哋今日嘅活動咧就嚟結束㗎啦。咁喺結束嘅時候咧，我哋咧亦都想大家咧記憶一下我哋死去嘅呢啲我哋嘅亞裔嘅同胞啦。我哋咧亦都一陣咧會有呢、有呢個 Lion Dance 啦嚇。咁咧我哋希望將我哋嘅最好嘅祝福我哋嘅開心可以帶俾佢哋，同埋咧我哋咧今日咧喺度咧支持亞裔嘅女性亞裔呢個無性嘅人士啦同埋咧我哋亦都希望咧未來咧會有少啲好似我哋嘅亞裔俾人傷害啦。
So I'm gonna say some of the folks' names in this altar right now. And I just want y'all to listen carefully. Xiao Ji Tan, 49. Diao Yu Feng, 44.
Xiao Ji Feng 49歲 ，Diao Yu Feng 44歲。
Soon Si Park, 74.
Soon Si Park 74歲。
Hyun J Grant, 51.
Hyun J Grant 51歲。
Soon Chav Kim, 69.
Soon Cha King 69歲。
Young A Yu, 63.
Young A U 63歲。
Yang Song, 38.
Yang Sang 38歲。
The Moi Loi Massacre, March 16th, 1998.
仲有一個呢個開拉嘅大屠殺，係1968年3月16號發生嘅。
Breonna Taylor,
Breonna Taylor、
Oluwatoyin Salu,
Oluwatoyin Salu。
On March 16th, 2021 in Georgia,
喺2021年嘅3月16號嘅時候喺 Georgia 呢度。
8 people were murdered by a 21-year-old white man across 3 different spas. 6 were Asian women.
有600個人呢係俾呢個21歲嘅白人男性俾殺死嘅。咁咧有6個人咧係亞裔嘅女性嘅。
On the same day, 53 years ago, on March 16th, 1968, the My Lai massacre in Vietnam took place, where Americans murdered as many as 500 unarmed civilians. Women were mutilated, raped, while children and infants were killed.
咁咧喺53年之前咧，又係呢一日，就係1968年嘅3月16號，呢個叫做 My Lai 嘅大屠殺喺越南。有好多嘅呢個差唔多有500幾個喺呢個越南嘅人咧，被呢啲居民咧，俾呢個美國人殺死咗。好多女性咧係俾人性侵嘅，有好多小朋友咧，佢亦都俾人殺死嘅。
The police said the Atlanta shooter was having a bad day. 咁咧呢個警察點講咧？警察話係佢嗰日心情唔好喎。 The police raped Yang Song and killed her.
咁咧呢個警察咧，亦都將呢個恩生性侵咗之後，又殺死咗佢。
The police murdered Breonna Taylor.
咁我哋嘅警察咧又殺死咗呢個 Breonna Taylor。
The police did nothing for Toyin.
咁咧警察咧對於 Toyin 嚟講乜嘢事都冇做。
Our liberation is not connected to this white supremacy.
咁我哋喺呢個白人至上嘅社會下邊，呢啲人咧係冇俾我哋自由嘅。
It's connected to being in community with each other across race, gender, sexuality, ability, and the many nuances of our community.
咁我哋嘅社區咧應該係連埋一齊嘅。我哋係唔理你係從邊個國家嚟嘅，咩種族、咩性別咩性別，同埋咧仲有呢啲唔同嘅呢啲新嘅呢啲喺社區發生嘅嘢，我哋係大家係連埋一齊嘅。
March 16th showed us this anti-Asian violence is not new.
咁3月16號呢件事情咧亦都表現出嚟咧，呢個我哋反亞裔嘅呢個問題咧係唔係一件新事嚟嘅？
How do we hold this history in power to honor these women? Let us think about it.
咁我哋大家諗諗啦，我哋點樣喺呢度咧係尊重佢哋俾佢哋榮耀同埋咧要記憶佢哋。
We gave you all some choices between flowers, incense, candles to leave at this altar.
咁我哋咧亦都俾咗大家啲花啦，或者有啲蠟燭啦，咁你哋可以去敬仰佢哋嘅。
You are invited to leave any additional things that you may want to honor these bright, beautiful, nuanced, multi-dimensional women.
咁咧，你哋亦都好歡迎咧。如果你手頭上有啲其他嘢，你都可以留喺度去敬仰佢哋嘅。
Again, we're going to take a moment of silence to think about this question of how do we hold the suffering and the tragedy of these women in power to reaffirm our visions of the future. How will you live this anti-racist, anti-misogynistic work into your life? Think about that as you hold the item in your hand that you are going to leave at this altar.
好，咁大家咧一陣咧，你哋將你哋手頭上嘅物品擺喺呢個地下去敬仰佢哋之前咧，你諗一諗你覺得喺你嘅未來係點樣？我哋點樣可以喺我哋嘅社區度可以去反對呢啲反對亞裔嘅聲音？點樣去令到我哋呢啲女性係有權力嘅？點樣咧可以咧喺呢個反呢個咁樣嘅歧視嘅社會入邊咧，我哋係可以改變嘅。
In honor of March 13th, I'm going to give y'all 3 minutes and 16 seconds of moments of silence, starting now.
咁我哋俾大家一個3分鐘16秒嘅一個默哀下。
gonna invite y'all, one by one, take the cues of your community members to come and leave what you want to leave at this altar. And we're gonna be accompanied by the lion dance drumming as we go. I'm gonna come first.
gather as a community. And it is our honor as Gualang Kung Fu and Tai Chi Academy and the martial art community and the arts community, and the Greater Boston community, the Massachusetts community, and the American community to come together and to mourn and to say that enough is enough. And for the Asian American community, we know that nationally there has been 3,800 incidents of hate crime against Asian Americans just last year. And 68% of that is against women. And in Boston, in 2020, the rates of hate crimes has doubled. And so as a community, without drum sound today, we loudly say that we will not be silent, nor will we be silenced. The drum sound of Walam has been heard for 5 decades in Boston Chinatown. In events of celebratory occasions such as New Year, festivals, weddings, birthdays, and more. But today, our drum sound signifies mourning and unity. And we now would like you to be a part of the drum sound, not only for unity, for mourning, and for great respect to the victims, but also for personal pledge and commitment to advocacy and activism. We not only say enough is enough, we're gonna individually have to do our part to not be bystander, but be upstander. To not only watch, but to do. When we see something not right, we're not gonna just say, well, it's not happening to me. Whip out your phone and start recording. Stand up and say something. See something, do something. So with this today, as we close out this vigil, this rally, you all saw how the drum team all screamed together when we were playing the drum. Well, we're gonna invite you all to take part of that. When we scream, you scream. But with your scream, with our collective scream, it is a collective commitment that we will be upstanders. We will no longer be silent, nor will we be silenced. So we're gonna do that. And please, our drummer, Timmy, and the musicians, when you hear us scream, yell, scream out as loud as you can. But the very last signal where he's gonna raise the drumstick and bang down, we're gonna all scream really, really loud. And that is our personal pledge. And that's between you and the universe. It is nothing that anybody can hold you accountable than you and the universe. Because there are moments when things that go wrong happen, it will just be you and somebody alone or you alone with a situation. So it has to be between you and your value system and the universe. So with this scream, it is not only a visible, a public, but it is our spiritual and communal commitment and pledge. So do we have a pledge with everyone? All right. So we're gonna start out the drum with low tone to respect this moment here of mourning and of respect and of silence. And we're gonna raise the drum sound to loud and vigorous. And then after the last scream, the lions will join in, and it will be sound of celebration and dignity and human spirit. And then we should rejoice, for we know that we are not alone, and no one is alone. Okay? So are we ready? Right. Can we have the team be on standby? Ready? Drummer, cymbals. We'll start out with low, and then we'll build it up. All right, here go.
Thank